Kenny, what's today's topic?
All right. Today's topic is going to be, do you owe your kids for life because you had them?
Do you owe your kids for life because you had them? Is there a short, easy answer for this, or is it more complex than that?
Definitely not a short, easy answer.
All right, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Good Parent, Bad Parent podcast by Kenneth and Kenneth, where we discuss everything that pertains to parenting and life in general. Let's start the show.
Welcome to the Good Parent, Bad Parent podcast by Kenneth and Kenneth. I'm your host, Kenneth.
And I'm your host, Kenneth.
All right, let's jump into the topic again, Kenny. What's that topic?
All right. Topic for today is, do you owe your kids for life because you had them?
A lot of people would say yes. I mean, a lot of young people in this generation and this time, they're like, yes, you owe me for life because I didn't ask to be here. So you brought me here. So you owe me for the rest of your life and my life. That's what a lot of people think. But what do you think, Kenny?
I've heard that many times too. I didn't ask to be born. But yeah, I do think you owe them for the most part of their life as they are children up until adults. And then after they can take care of themselves, no, I do not believe that you owe them.
Right. Well, that is a complex thing because sometimes your kids are so good and they excel and they do all these wonderful things. And you're like, you know what? Even though they're 25, but they want to start this business, I'm going to help fund it, or I'm going to do something extra for them because they're just a magnificent person, right? So it makes you want to continue to help them. But of course, if you can't get them to even take out the trash or do just little minor tasks, of course, you're not going to be like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and be paying for DoorDash every single day, paying a daggone $300 bill every month because you want to order DoorDash because you're too lazy to go out and get food or cook. So no, I'm not doing that. That's
And I
too
think
much.
most parents will end up taking care of their kids forever anyway, but you got a good point. When they're good and and you did your job as a parent and raised them right, and then they show that in return, I think parents most of the time will take care of their kids for life.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
let me fix this or rephrase when I said when your kid is good. I'm not saying that, that you punish kids for not being good. I'm just saying that when your kids show you that they're worth investing in, do it, right?
Right.
If you have a kid that's like, hey, their head's on straight and they're trying to really do amazing things, you should help them. Now, even if a child is not, you should still try to help them. But then, like what I said about DoorDash, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be buying a 25-year-old man Jordans. That's insane, right? You have to get that kind of stuff yourself, right, Kenny?
That's right. And there is when we said it's a little bit more complex, yes, I do believe that you owe your child for life if they have some sort of a disability or coping mechanism issue going on or something
Absolutely.
like that. Yes, for life. For
Right. If
life.
they have mental health issues or something, absolutely do everything you possibly can to assist them. Now,
Right.
whenever we were growing up, your parents had the bar kind of high. There were a certain set of responsibilities and things that you had to do. We kind of take that away from this generation, which is
Yeah.
why it's a mess. Not all of it, but yeah, it's our fault, if you ask me. But anyway,
Yeah.
back to the topic. I went on Google and I looked up some AI. I love using AI, Kenny. Do you want to hear what it said?
What to say?
Okay. It said, no, parents do not owe their children for the rest of their lives, as the legal responsibility to financially support and make decisions for their children typically ends when the child reaches the age of adulthood, usually 18. At this point, further support is generally voluntary, though there can be legal exceptions, such as a child that has a disability that prevents them from supporting themselves. While legal obligations cease, a lifelong voluntary bond of care and support often continues on the family-specific dynamic, unless your child is an ungrateful, spoiled brat that continually is a pain in the neck.
Time out. Hey, I didn't say that.
No, AI didn't say that. Last sentence was me. I'm sorry. Hood AI.
Because I didn't look at AI before that, but I like the fact that AI at least agreed for the most part with what I was saying on there. And
did.
even though that I said that I don't think that you owe your kids for life, I do believe that I would do it anyway, even though I said I
Absolutely.
don't believe it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm kind of the thought process. I brought you here. So yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to assist you.
Right.
But there are a certain set of rules and things that you have to follow. You just can't be completely irresponsible and not willing to follow any sort of structure and then say, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? It's like, come on, grow up. We all had to grow up, so you have to grow up too. It says here legal and societal obligations. And most legal systems, parental obligations are clearly defined and have a time limit. It says legal age of majority. Parents are legally required to provide financial support, housing, education, and medical care for their children until they reach the legal age of majority, typically 18 to 21, depending on the jurisdiction. Once a child becomes a legal adult, the legal duty of financial support generally ceases. It comes to an end, Kenny.
Yeah. But does it
Yeah.
really?
No. All the parents out there right now saying, no, it does not. Trust me, anyone watching this, the parents are like, no, it doesn't.
People
Not only
people ask their
look,
parents for more money as adults than they did when they was kids.
actually, not only does it not stop, it graduates because they have kids, and now you got to help them and their kids, right?
Yep.
Now, not all families have to do this, and not all kids need help when they have kids, but I've seen a lot of situations that once they have a child, now you got the grandparent doing everything for them and the child.
Becoming
hey,
a
mom,
parent.
my car failed inspection. They said that the transmission and the brakes, I don't want to have your grandkid in this unsafe car. So now you have the grandparent forking out $7,000 or putting down a down payment for them to get a new car. And
I know
parents that
there's
have
some
money,
grandparents out there right now like shaking their head with you. Mhm.
absolutely, yeah. And some even buy them a completely new car, right? Or help them get a place, right? So it's like, yeah, sometimes it graduates once they have kids, and now you have more people to take care of because you decided to bring this one person here.
Right. Good
Now,
example.
next on the list, emancipation. In some cases, legal obligations end sooner if a minor is legally emancipated through marriage, military service, or court order. Emancipation, Kenny. What do you know about that?
I don't know a thing about it because
Yeah.
because I know if I tried to do that, my mama would have let me. Bye.
Exactly. See you later. And now the only person that I know of that have done that was Jaden Smith. Now, of course, he
Oh
was a
yeah.
millionaire, due to his father, most likely, and yeah, when you have millions of dollars, you can say, hey, I'm a minor and I think I've had enough and I want to be emancipated from my parents, which that never turns out good.
Right.
Ethical and moral perspectives. Beyond the law, concept of owing is more complex and subjective. Lifelong emotional support. Many people believe that the parent-child relationship inherently involves a lifelong moral obligations to offer emotional support, guidance, and love, even after a child becomes an adult. This isn't about owing a debt, but
Right.
about an enduring responsibility rooted in a unique bond.
I like that.
Me too. I mean, it kind of sounds like crap, but okay, I'm kind of with it. All right. Reciprocity and mutual support. Some ethical frameworks emphasize a shift in the relationship as the child ages. Instead of a one-way debt, the relationship becomes one of mutual support, where adult children may eventually care for their aging parent, and parents may continue to offer support to their adult children. Now, this is interesting. I'll let you go first on that one.
I was gonna, it's funny that you were saying that because I was like, do you think another flip side to that question might have to be another episode? But do you think that the kids should take care of the parents as they get older, as a payback?
Well, it's a generational thing, right? Our generation, anyone born before 2000, generally we're kind of like, those are our parents. And even though things may have gone well or things may have gone terrible, we still insist on trying to help our parents. But from watching videos and talking to people, this new generation, they're like, I don't owe you nothing and I'm not going to take care of you. You're going to Shady Acres Retirement Facility to get beat up.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. And yeah, it's crazy.
Why they got to go to Shady Acres and get beat up, dog? Like
because
what?
bro. Listen
to the name
listen,
of it,
man.
Shady Acres, and get beat up.
Shady Acres Retirement Facility. Now, listen.
Sound like my man have a warm glass of shut the hell up.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore. Absolutely. Look, right. Some parents need to go there, right? I'm not advocating for, anyone trying to get back at their parents, but some people end up there because they were just terrible parents. And some good parents end up there because they had kids that weren't so great. So, do I think anyone owes you? No.
Right.
Okay. But, and, my kids don't owe me a thing for all the work that I've done or anything. But if
No.
they choose to take care of me or to help me, hey, great. That would be awesome. Or if my grandkids love me enough and want to take care of me, hey, great. Not take care of me. I'm praying that I end up in a situation that I'll be independent. So
Yeah.
work out, do everything, have your own place and take care of yourself
Yeah.
and just have your family come visit you. But a lot of people, sadly, because now keep in mind, everyone, I was kidding, all right, about Shady Acres. It's just a joke. And I don't think that anyone deserves, no matter what they did as a parent, to be abused. And elderly abuse is
Absolutely.
terrible. Right, Kenny?
Absolutely. Is Shady Acres a real place?
No, I was just making up some place. Let's see. Varying cultural norms. It says different cultures have vastly different expectations. And some cultures, it's the social norm for adult children to live with and provide for their parents indefinitely, emphasizing a permanent reciprocal duty. I almost was like
Reciprocal.
reciprocal duty. Others, independence is prioritized and ongoing obligations are viewed more as a choice than a duty. So in other cultures, Kenny, people take care of their parents. They honor their parents and do. Now, I'm not saying that
No,
that's
they got
global.
things called colonies now. Like colonies are back, man. Even in the United States, people are buying plots of land now and putting their entire family on this plot of land. Like the parents is
Right.
living with the kids, grandkids, and they're like building that way. I actually like that. I dig that.
I think it's a great concept,
Yeah,
because I would want my parents near and I would want to take care of them and watch out for them and, make whatever time any of us have left better if possible. I mean, listen, people don't understand that when you have kids, there wasn't instruction manual to explain what to do. So,
no,
of course, as parents, your parents made a lot of mistakes. You made a lot of mistakes,
yeah,
but you still love them, honor them, and try to treat them well. Even though some parents are annoying and some parents are stupid jerks, and you know who you are if you're watching. But even if you are, you still have time to make things right, to make those phone calls and try to fix things. And
yeah.
kids, forgive your parents, all right? I mean, I know that there are some things that are probably extremely hard to forgive, but try to, right, Kenny?
Forgiveness is the ultimate healing.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Now, lastly, what this said here is legally, parents do not owe children for the rest of their lives. Morally and ethically, many feel the bond and responsibilities are lifelong, though the nature of these responsibilities evolves significantly once a child becomes an independent adult. The idea of parent child relationship is generally viewed as an ongoing, voluntary commitment rather than a legal debt that needs repayment.
I like that. It's just saying legally you're not obligated, but ethically and morally you are.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, I'm going to help my parents for the rest of their lives. If God blesses me with a long life to take care of my parents, I will. That's just me. I'm not saying that everyone should do that. No, you know what? I'm saying that everyone should do that.
Yeah.
If
I was
you
like,
have a
what's wrong
good
with that?
parent, do that. Right. Yeah. There's not anything wrong with that. But I mean, I do know that there are some maniacs out there that have done some really insane things, so, you know, it has to be, I guess, on a case by case basis. But generally speaking, if we're going to generalize, I think that people should help their parents and parents should help their kids and vice versa.
That's how you create legacy, brother.
Legacy. Yeah, legacy. Do you have anything else before we close, Kenny?
I know. I think we all can come down to the agreement here that yes, you owe your kids for life,
Right.
and no, it's not legal, but ethically and morally, you probably will if you are a good parent.
Yeah, man. You know what? I was a good parent. I was a little irresponsible, right? I'll be honest with you. My kids, if they wanted snacks and it was 12:30 at night, I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm like, you big dummy, but the kids love that, or if they were like, hey, can you take us here? I'm the type of parent that if I was asleep on the couch, I'd get up, oh, okay, hey, come on, and I'd take them places, or if they wanted to buy something or something, I'd be like, "Oh, sure, let's do it."
Nobody
Um,
judging you for that.
yeah, I mean, it was highly irresponsible to have kids out that late, small kids. What a moron! That was stupid. Anyway, but yeah, everyone, the message is: be kind to your children. and children be kind to your parents. That's our message, right, Kenny?
That's the message for today.
Do we care about them, Kenny?
Because if you think that nobody else cares, just know that we care.
We do. So you can click a link below that will take you to usingmyvoice.com, where if you have something that you'd like to share on our show, you can. Once you follow the instructions and send us a video, if it meets our criteria, we will gladly air it so that you can let your story be someone else's breakthrough. We'd like to hear about your experience with your parents and with your children and children with your parents. Let us know. So like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time. Right, Kenny?
That's right. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for watching the Good Parent, Bad Parent podcast by Kenneth and Kenneth. Click the link below for instructions on how to share your story on our show. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.